45 seconds difference. 45 seconds difference. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the Crow's Nest. This is Ron with Crow's Blade and Woodworks, and welcome. Hey, I see Graham, Marco, Wyoming Adventures. Thank you very much, Wyoming. Blind Woo Fury, Kelly's Mishmash, Blind Woo Fury, I already said that. Jim Miller, Joe Kasprick. Hang on just a second. Let me switch to me. Let's see, you got to turn that volume off. There you go. Let's see, Jim Miller, Joe Kasprick, Dragoon LSK, Derek Ferreel. A lot of Derek Freels. James Alton. Marco, welcome to the nest. James Alton again. Let's see, who else? I think that's it. At least that's all that's talking in chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I bet you're wondering what I have here. I have all the boxes that we're going to open today. And I'm going to be using this, the Concept Baba Yaga. To open these boxes. And I'm going to move these out of the way so we can do one at a time. How's everybody doing? Keeping busy, I trust, on this Saturday. I don't know, pretty freaking gloomy here. A lot of cloud cover. It looks like the sun's now peeking out a little bit, but it's kind of chilly, around 70, 65-ish. It is warm enough in this room here for me to be wearing shorts. What's everybody carrying? What you got in your pockets? I want to know when nobody's posted anything, so hey, let's see what you got. Once again, like I said, I have the Baba Yaga. Let me switch cameras here. Boom, boom. There we go. The Baba Yaga. I believe, let's see, this is a Greg Schaub design. This is 20 CV. How are we doing? Hey, how's the music? How's the loudness of the music? Can you hear it okay? Can you hear me okay over the music? Ha 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 ha. Let's see. Your Wyoming Adventures carrying the CJRB. Wow, dyslexic much. Frack. Hey Neil, how's it going? Night's Edge is in the house. So is Kathleen Smith. Unboxing some DVDs? No, I only have knife stuff. Well, first couple are going to be, I think, flashlights, but we'll see what else is in the boxes. These are former Galwins. Yes, I do. I do have a bunch of boxes here. These are what we're going to be looking into. I'm as curious as you are. I only know what's in 2 of the boxes. The other 2 are, well, 3 of the boxes. The other 3 are mysteries to me. Dragoon, it's Saturday, so I'm carrying the 4 different sheepdogs. Brass Nebula S35 flipper times 2. One is getting sent to for mod, so I'm drawing on the blade. Nice. Let's see what else we got going. What else am I missing? Jim Miller's carrying the Petrified Fish 818. I'm not sure which one that is. Rosecraft Savage Creek gun stock and the Kaiser harpoon. Nice. I'm hoping to win a Kaiser harpoon, or a mini harpoon anyways. Let's see. I think that's it. And Dragoon, my pleasure for having you. Thank you for having me and taking your time out of your busy schedule to at least listen to me. Listen to the dulcet tones of Ron Crow of Crow's Blade and Woodworks. So I'm going to start unboxing these things. Homer Feltus is in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What you carrying? What you got in pockets? Brian F., what's up? You're carrying the Dead Sober Gideon and a couple of Tempest downdrafts. A couple of them. How many did you get? Must be nice. Let me see. Oh, I think I like this view better. Let me... Boom, boom. How's that? And again, the Baba Yaga. So this first box is from Titanium Justin. It's got one I won a couple months ago. Finally opening it up. And it's a big box, so I'm not sure what all's in here. Ooh, some nice stickers. Let me switch cameras on again. There we go. Got a weld and carry. New breed EDC. Oops. And this is a, yep, got to be a BEDC. Jimmy Crow. Nice. Can't have too many of those. KDK. Nice, nice. Oh. Titanium Justin. 2 of those. Oh, 3 of these. Nice. And we have a box. And it's a Sulfurn IF22A. Let me see if there's anything else in the box first, other than, yeah, just packing material. So put this over to the side. Show the box. Let's pop this baby open. One must be smarter than the box. Jason Beecher, welcome to the nest. Brown Sugar, how you doing? What y'all carrying? What's in your pockets? We gots to know. Fred the Lug, playing with a custom tough demon shade that I participated in its creation in Jeff's workshop. At Jeff's workshop. Nice, nice. I don't know what that is, but nice. Oh, that's how that opens. Got a little looks like some type of lanyard. Instructions. Some kind of tube for some reason. Yeah, power cord. Let me put the tube back in and let's check out this bad boy. Let's see if it'll light. Nope. Maybe it's got one of those things. Oh, wait. Tighten that up. Let's see. Unfortunately, no. If only had one of those sharp things. There we go. Got to be smarter than the light, I think. Is it rechargeable? How's it recharge? Let's see. Got the battery. Oh, there's a disc. So maybe this will light now. See, Fred the Lug. Well, please put it in Rochambeau. I don't know what you're saying, but it sounds good to me. Jason Beecher, that Fliss one from me. And a Gerber utility knife and a leather wingman. Nice, nice. Oops. Jumped. Let's see. I don't know where I was. Let's try that again. Boom. Wyoming Ventures. I have a Wii Elementum sitting on the table right by me, and I'm really loving it. Yeah, I don't have a Elementum. I do need to get one, though. It's one of those basic knives that everybody should have. Fred Lug, I am in a lot of different Discords. I'm in Blade Alchemy, Mattisfaction, the Night's Edge, metal complexes, you name it, and you can just toss it in there and I can take a look at it. I appreciate that. I'd love to know what different knives are. Caleb 1776, welcome to the house. What you carrying? See, did anybody else sneak in? Pardon me while I scroll this thing. Looks like I got everybody so far. Let's move on. Oh wait, somebody said Kane. So is let's see. Did I miss somebody? I did. Kane Miranda. Welcome to the nest. What you carrying? What's in your pockets? Crazy Roach. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And War Room EDC. Hey Chris, how's it going? What you carrying? What you got in your pockets? How many damn Tempest knives are you carrying right now? Let's see. There. Oh, whoa, whoa. Let's blind you. Wow, that's bright. Okay, that's on low mode. Okay, this is a. I think this is probably for battery, but I'm going to put these back in the box. Nice light. That's going to be good for an emergency. We don't lose power here often in northern Nevada, but when we do, last time we came real close to running out of electrical power on our phones before, and I was in the process of charging our phones in my car when power was restored finally. It was only a few hours, but you know, scrolling YouTube and watching YouTube videos takes up a lot of power. All right, so that's from Titanium Justin. Now let's go with a win from Barbarian Brawny. I don't know if I don't think he's in the house. He said he's going to be here, so I'll leave this for a little bit later. What else have we got? What else have we got? What are we missing? You put it in TKE pocket check. Thank you very much, sir. Barbarian Brownie. Nice. I was just about to open my Galwin from you. And I'm using the concept Baba Yaga to open these packages today. It gets the honor. You gotta be careful not to reveal your address. Oops. Or mine. Not that I care if anybody knows where I live, because, you know, I trust y'all. Let's see. Hey, so Barbarian Brawny, what are you carrying? What's in your pockets? Welcome to the nest. And for all you guys that are in here now, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Give me a couple likes. I could use the help in the algorithm. And I am not smarter than this box. Ah, there we go. Wait. He's carrying a Devo? Did I miss something? I'm sure I'm missing a lot. Let's see. War Room EDC is carrying the Hinderer XM 18, Devo Tallboy, the Tempest Downdraft, and Aries Thorn. Nice. Enjoy that tall boy, I gave mine up to, as you all know, to purchase a Kaiser, the Kaiser Milta. So what we have here is a Woodworks flashlight. One from Barbarian Brownie. Ooh, and a Barbarian Brownie EDC sticker. Everybody should go and give him a like and subscribe. He's got a radio voice. I don't know what he does for a living, but it should be on the radio. And let's see, let me try to stay up to date with the chat. It's Saturday and it's a work day. Got a TCAL Combatant on the belt, Leatherman Arc in the pocket, and TCAL DP1 on the neck. Nice, nice. Hey, did you all see that combatant? It was a special combatant for Blade Show that TCAL sold to Patreon members. With special handles. Nice. It looked really cool. For some reason, Fred the Lug's sweet. I don't need any sugar in my drink because Fred the Lug's sweet and he's in the house. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you for posting Barbarian's channel. Most difficult. Boom, boom. Once again, not smarter than the box. Nice. Not sure how to operate this. But I gotta tell you, this Woodworks is, look at this, almost identical in size to the Olight Arkfeld. Nice orange flavor. Flashlight. I think I had a choice between the orange and the black, and I chose the orange because I could always use more color in my life. And there we go. Is it magnetic? Yes, it is. Nice, nice. Let's see, am I missing anything? I think you got to tap it 4 or 5 times. Let me try that. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay. I don't know which light's better. And then, oh, look at that. Oh, black light. Or actually ultraviolet light, but let's see it if, yeah, nice. See it react? Let me turn this light off. Anyways, yeah, I got too much light in here, and these cameras are very low light. Now if I go, oh, got a laser pointer. That's fun. I like that. Oh, and the light's on too. Now, if I can only figure out how to turn it off. Okay, got the laser on. And the laser's off. Okay, nice. Smarter than the light. Okay. Put this in here. Put this in here. Put up the box. Yeah, it is. I got Wyoming. So do I. But I like it. I love flights mainly because I need them. I have my eyes take a while to focus on things, and so in order to see something, I need to have more light, and so I'm constantly working with this flashlight, and generally I have it in my mouth as I'm using my hands to work on my presses. Let's see. Okay, let's get to some good stuff. Okay, this one is from Troy Compton, who is TC Blades, and I believe this is also a flashlight. Or actually, no. Wait, no, I've already opened this one. Put that over there. Wow, this is going quicker than I thought. Maybe I might need to work on that knife. So the plan is, depending on the amount of time left after I do these openings, is I'm going to open and service a knife that I'll be giving in a future giveaway, probably next week. But don't quote me on that. See, who else is here? Be Shady, what's up? What you carrying, man? What's it? I say what you carrying, man, because I'm just making an assumption. Anyways, what's in your pockets? What are you carrying? What's sitting on the table next to you? Mom! Welcome to the nest. How you doing, Mind of Milton? For some reason, I feel like I have to do this when I say Mind of Milton. Anyways, afternoon. It is afternoon here. I believe you're on the West Coast as well, or at least on Eastern, on Pacific Daylight Time, or Standard Time, as it were. McRanger, welcome to the house. What's in your pockets? What are you carrying? If I missed any of your posts and you're trying to get my attention, do it again, and I'll ignore it. Ron Crow, make me managing mod so I can knight and link people for you. Well, sure. Let's see. Oops. But you know what? First, I have to do that. Why? Because I can. Welcome to the nest, Neil. Hey, let me know when you're back. I'll knight you. Oh, war room. Night's Edge, War Room, I hereby knight you. You are now managing mods. Welcome to the nest. You're part of my murder. All right, let's see. Down to the bottom of the chat. Don't get carried away, Neil. I brought you into this world. I can take you out. Weldon Carey, welcome to the house. Welcome to the nest. Robo, Stevio, welcome to the nest, man. What you guys got in your pockets? Let me know. If I don't read it out soon, retype that shit. And I'll not read it out then either. Oh, got lots of stuff in here. Oh, got some crackers. And this is from Loot 10 Text. Man, let's see. Got the Starbursts. 2 packages of that. Some peanut butter crackers. I'm going to be munching on those here in a minute. And let's see. Let's look at the stickers. Titanium Justin, hey! You just, well, you missed it, man. I opened up the flashlight. Boy, that's a bright one. Help with gadgets. Welcome to the nest. Are you in here? Yes, you are. Hey, Tommy. Welcome to the nest. Got a new breed EDC. Zach stuff. Oops. Zach stuff. Oh, a new El Navajaro sticker. You can look at that one. Oops. Here. Let's see. Look at that. Nice 3D. I dropped the pocket razors. Nice, nice. Nope. What was that? Hang on. Tecto. I have no idea who Tecto is. Purpose-built knives. Here's the pocket razors. And, hey, you know, if I win a GAW, feel free to remove my stickers. But here's my sticker, which I've done a redesign, and we'll be ordering some new ones soon. No idea who this is, but this is, it's dark. There you go. Wow, camera picks it up really well. BEDC Texas Roadhouse Edition. And another new breed EDC sticker. And from Loot, I won a Civivi. I believe this is the Mini Praxis. Gary Graham. Oh, I don't know if I actually said, hey Gary, welcome to the nest. What's in your pockets? BOMATA, the ninja sneaking up from behind. What's in your pockets? Welcome to the nest. And in the package comes a sticker. Know your new knife. Some instructions I never look at, and warranty stuff, and a nice green oh, I can't remember somebody help me out. What is the shade of green this is? I know light green, but yeah, microfiber towel and a little mini catalog. And CBB's little packets are getting a little cheap, and this is the mini Praxis. Nice. And stone washed, or maybe PVD, coated blade, OD green, G10 handles. Hey Loot, just open up my latest win from you. Welcome to the nest. Hey, don't you go on in like 15 minutes? Welcome to the nest. Let's see. Oops. Well, if I didn't have a bunch of stuff on that knife case, I'd bring out my my large Praxis, or my regular Praxis, which has shredded G10 shredded carbon fiber handles. But nice knife. Thank you, Loot. And let's see. That was a little tight. A little breaking in. And I don't believe in breaking in things the hard way. I do laugh aloud, setting up right now. Yeah, I know the feeling. This all this overlay stuff and the music and all that. Wait, is the music playing? Yeah. Hey, nobody. I didn't see if anybody got back to me about the music. Is it loud enough? Can you hear it? Is it too loud? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Give me a 5x5 if everything's okay. 4x5 and I need to turn up the volume. 3x5 if I gotta turn it down. Anyways, thank you, Loot. Well, and carry? Well, what'd you carry in your pockets? Yeah, they did tell you in a week, but that was a week ago. Or close to it. Mr. Mark. Roger Baker. Welcome to the nest. And yes, the mini Praxis is great. And so is the big one. Unfortunately, I think what I want to do to my Praxises is put a thumb stud in. So that way I can get rid of the flipper. I'm not a flipper fan. I mean, they're fine and dandy, but I'd rather thumb stud or thumb hole. So what's in everybody's pockets? Let's see. Ralph, I don't believe, well, I don't know if I actually said hi. So hi, hi. But anyways, let me go ahead and clean this up and open up the last box. Last box is something special. I was hoping Concept would show up. Concept. Damn it. You know, I don't know how they come up with these spellings. But put these stickers in the sticker pile. And thank you for the crackers, Mark. I'm going to be munching on them in a second. Put this in the knife pile. So, has anybody seen that video from Knife Steel Nerds about Niagara and the interview with the CEO and president of Niagara? That interview did generate some questions for me, which I asked in the video, and Larry Thomas was kind enough to answer at least one of the questions, and that question was, holy crap. Louis asking, did anybody buy from anything from Rochambeau's sale? I didn't know he had a sale, but I'm kind of not in the market. Yes, no more 15V. Yes, sir, no more 15V. But the question that he answered to me was, did Crucible license any Chinese knife companies to allow them to make MagnaCut? And the answer was no. Larry Thomas said Crucible did not license any Chinese companies to make MagnaCut. So that leads us to believe that two possible things. either Niagara has been selling to the Chinese, and which would be cool. That way, that means that any MagnaCut knives and by extension any CPM knives, any knives made by actually the steel created by Crucible, which is all the powder metallurgy, all the CPM steels. That would mean that all those could be real. But the other possibility is that all these steels are counterfeit and labeled illegally, I guess. And oh, this, by the way, this is a Gawin from Concept, or as they like to be called, Concept. And it is the Bison. Knight's Edge. Para in S90V, the Shaman in 10V. Both I want, both I won't be able to get. Louis, buy them for me and let me lezzle you for 9 to 11 months. Nice. Good luck with that. Stacy's Bullsblade in the house. Hey there. Something by, can't chat, but I'm lurking. Well, welcome to lurking. And please hit the thumbs up button and like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, please. For all you lurkers in the house that I can't possibly see. Dun dun dun. Dun dun. Dun dun dun. And all the prerogative microfiber cloth and instructions and so on and so forth and whatnot and whatnot. Doesn't look like any stickers though. That's a shame. Put this over here. Put this back in a box. And let's take a look at this. And let me send you to, let's see if I can do this. Boom. All right. And let's make me bigger. How's that? Oh, let me do this. Boom, boom. All right. Actually, I'm going to make this bigger. There we go. Now, this may be larger than it looks in your rearview mirror, but trust me when I say it's a big one. Whoops. Look at that. If I remember right, I don't, 4.26-inch blade. Look at that. Holy moly. I got large size hands. I wear size 10 gloves, electrical safety gloves anyways. And look at how much space I got in there. I could be the guy that murdered the father of Inigo Montoya, and I would still have room for another finger. Look at that. Holy moly. And it's button actuated only. But look at that beast. Just look at it. Will you look at it? all its spiciness. Watch the blade disappear. And it's sharp too. Wow. Nice. A nice Bowie style clip point. Purple titanium handles. Frame lock. And it is in S35VN. Just look at it. Wow. That's a sharp one. Let me get some paper. Oh, I wish I had $1 for everything I dropped. No, I do not have the bomber. I do not. Let's see. But I do have this. I'll put it down on the board as soon as I clear it off. And that, my friends, is a sharp knife. Barbie EDC girl, welcome to the nest. What's in your purse or pockets? What are you carrying? Thank you, TK. Don't forget my 1100 GA on the 25th at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's 2 p.m. Pacific time. Anyways, yeah, nice knife. Let me see if I can find some things to compare it with. Yeah, I do too. When I first found out that it was a 4.25 blade, 4.25 inch blade, I was ecstatic. Let's see. Let me move some stuff out of the way here. Put this over here so I can reuse that bag. Some recycled trash, but there's the bison. Let me get a close-up view. There we go. That's a better view. And put the concept Baba Yaga. Compare. And let's see what I got handy. The Kaimano. Somebody in the live stream asked me about the Kaimano and if he wanted to see it. I don't remember who that was, but I couldn't find it. And unfortunately, what it was I was looking for a different type of box. So it was actually sitting on top, but I ignored it because it wasn't in the box that I thought it was going to be in. And there's the Kaimano 3 comparison knives. There we go. And this right now is probably the sharpest of the 3. Although the Baba Yaga is not too far behind. This one, oh, they're all pretty sharp, but I think the bison takes the win. But let's see, what else I got here? I got the TISUR in copper. Let's see, a F and Grow, I think 135. I'm not really sure which one, but that's a 4-inch blade. Look at that. Yes, I'm going to keep the concepts up, both on the board. And let's see what I got. I got the Devo Fireball. Let me move this up. Put this here. Put that there. And let's see. Oops. Failed that one. Mini Growler. It's like compare. That just gets dwarfed. And let's see. And a Tempest Knives Pinion. There we go. It's a beast. Carrying your tenable, Roger Baker's carrying a tenable Raphael with blue stonewash micarta and 14C today. 14C 28N, I trust. Hey, Brian F. Welcome to welcome to the nest. I got confused there for a second. Smash that MF like button. Thank you very much, Barbie girl. I love this fireball. I wish I had its longer brother, the tall boy. But I got to tell you, I'm looking for the big boy. The big boy or the fat boy. I don't know what they're going to call it, but that would be my two suggestions for the even bigger tall boy. Put my mini growler away. Mini pinion. I mean, not mini pinion, but my pinion. The Baba Yaga. And the bison. Wow, look at that. All this bisonness. Hey, let's give it a shot. There we go. Look at that pop out there. That's a big knife. This is easily my biggest knife. Barbie girl is carrying the QSP Raven today. Nice. That's something I gotta get. And Warren EDC says he wants the Growler XL. So do I. So do I. I wouldn't mind a regular size growler too. But yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna get any knives this year. Which is a crying shame. But you know, blade shows and shit. I'm hoping to make it to there's a bison fixed blade. Huh. Okay. Anyways, I'm hoping to make it to Blade Show West. I already got the hotel reservations. Of course, reservations can be canceled and will be if needed. But I plan on, at least right now, driving my company car to Salt Lake City, which is only about a four-hour drive from here. So that's not too bad, but it's through the mountains. So there we go. There we are. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What time is it? It's 10 to 4. I'm going to take a momentary break, and I'm going to find the knife that I'm going to work on so I can make it suitable. I have the exact same knife, and it took a little bit of cleaning and lubing and some pivot adjustment to get it to be just right, but it's snappy. It's one of my favorite blades. Anyways, I'm going to put you on mute, and we're going to call it 10 minutes. Everybody, refill on your drinks. Smoke them if you got them. And we'll see you in 10. All right, can you hear me now? Haha. Yes, you can. I'm sure you can. Let me see. Go back to this. How about now? Yeah, I think you can hear me now. Okay. Gotcha. All right, I think I have it worked out. Let's see, logo, logo mini me. Boom, boom. There we are. Hey. All right. There we go. Anyways, as I was saying, this is the Kaiser Cliff. It's going to be a future GA, possibly next week. And, oh, okay. This one doesn't need to be worked on. This is really good shape. Very, very snappy. This one is, I believe, in Nitro V. It actually does not say, which is unusual for a Kaiser. But you see the nice little blade shape, which is a modified clip point, drop point. I like this knife. I like it so much that I think I bought 4 of them. I gave one away to a friend or family. I have one myself, and I have 2. They're giveaways. So let me put this up, because this one does not need any servicing. Let's see. What did I miss in the chat? Oh, I forgot. Graham. Gary Graham, you had asked what the blade is. It's S35VN for the Rhino. I'm guessing that that's what you were talking about when you asked what steel it is. But if not, clarify which knife you were talking about, because I was showing off several knives at the time. And oh, there we go. Get some background music going. Here we go. Put the knife up in all its gloriness. Anyways, that's going to be a future giveaway, possibly next week. Jimmy Crow, welcome to the nest, dude. Now I feel blessed. I have royalty in the house. What you carrying? What's in your pockets? I might actually want to get a couple of these shipwrecked, or Jimmy Crowed. Let's see, where's the other one? So here we have another cliff, another giveaway knife. Mr. Marco, what's up? Welcome to the nest. What you got in your pockets? And oh, you're talking to Jimmy, not me. Nice, nice. You know how I can tell? Because you misspelled the name Crow. Another Friday night, Friday Club sticker. Same packet with the microfiber cloth and warranty information and that kind of such. Screws. Brown Sugar gets excited easily. She gets excited over a purple knife. And here we go. Oh, okay, this one doesn't need any work either. God, for some reason I thought these were stiff. Maybe I did work on them and tuned them up, because that's a snappy knife. Let's see if it says what type of steel this is. Nope, not Nitro V. It's 9CR 18 MOV. Sharp little bugger though. Knives Plus. McRanger, never heard of them. Sounds like a girl. Adventure 50. Welcome to the nest. Well, looks like I got nothing to do. I was planning on tuning that stuff up. I sit here and chat with y'all. Last week, actually ended up going 3.5 hours. It was kind of a weird chat. Kind of felt like I was doing a vertical. Like you got some weird people in the house. Let's see. Neil McKenzie, welcome to the nest. What you carrying? What's in your pockets? I didn't hear what Jimmy Crow is carrying. What you carrying, old dude? I can say that because I'm old myself. Let's see. In case, just to refresh everybody that wasn't here, this was the start of the show. The concept bison. Look at how big that is. Let me switch cameras here so I get a little further back so you can actually see the whole thing. Boom. There we go. Nice. Oh, which tenable did you win, Rolf? I forget. The bomber? Was it the bomber? That's a good win for both of us. Satisfaction? You're not that weird? Well, you know, I didn't see this, what they were talking about, but, you know, I might beg to differ. Let's see. What am I missing? What you carrying? Adventure 50? You still in the house? Ah, yes, you did. Ralph won the bomber. That's a honking piece of steel. Neil McKenzie's carrying the concept. It's a concept day. Main Street, the Gerber US 1. Tiny Sog on a keyring. And a Volomov Mini Light. S&W M&P Shield 9. Nice carry. War Room EDC. What? Titanium scales. I did in black. What am I missing? What type of knife are we talking about? Not good at reading on the fly. Let's see, what do we want to talk about? See, now the technical difficulties that I had with the sound was because of the break and the transmitter had timed out. William Hornbostel in the house. What you carrying? What's in your pockets? And in case whoever wanted to see the Kaimano last week, here it is again. The only pew I own is a Canik Rival S. That's a bad boy. Nice 9mm and stainless steel. I got it in chrome. It's a little ostentatious, but it's a nice pew. I think this is going to be my carry for the week. Yeah, I don't like making daily knife decisions and spend too much time just trying to figure out what I wanted to carry. So I go by the week. Carry the same 3 knives for the whole week. The one knife I carry all the time, it's the Canary and Ultim, and that's in my EDC bag. That's on my hip whenever I'm at work. Let's see. What are we talking about? Everybody's talking about pews. I haven't been out shooting in wow, since the fall, which is a shame because today would be a perfect day. Not too hot, not too cold. What's going on? This is another knife. That's a good budget knife. The G Guardian Eagle. And this will be a future giveaway too. Maybe in the same giveaway as one of those clips. Oh, maybe I'm missing part of the chat. Didn't realize I was in top chat, not live chat. There we go. Yeah, it's convenient, isn't it, Jimmy? You don't have to make those stressful decisions every day. I mean, we got enough stress as it is. Why make knives? Well, let knives be a stress point in our lives when they should be a joy. So I'm finally caught up on the gauze. That's all of them. Every single giveaway that I've won, you've seen the knives for. Well, here's the difference. Man, this beast here. Let me put this closer to the microphone. Oops. And not hit the microphone. You're carrying the Victorinox Rambler and Camper, then one of the Bug Outs 535S or 535s. One of your 535s. See, I'm going to go back and see if I missed anything. I myself do not own a single bug out. They're a little too rich for my blood at the moment. And I haven't won a Zach Stuff giveaway. There's still hope, though. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow's my day. I do carry your SAK Huntsman. S-A-K. S-A-K Huntsman. I know the Kaiser Huntsman. That's a odd-looking beast. Heck of a big blade, though. Jim Tagliaferra. Yeah, you know, I could always say your name in my head. Tagliaferra. Jim, what's up? What's in your pockets? 86. Yeah, that's a little warm. We haven't gotten into the mid 80s yet. We're still fighting winter. On the odd day I will carry, Jimmy says, on the odd day I will carry one of your gifted knives. Really fond of the Arcform Saber. Nice. How far is Hickory from Benson? Barbie, do you know? The Emerson sheepdog. I'm unfamiliar with the Emerson sheepdog. Tagliaferra. Ah, there we go. That's better. You know what it is it doesn't feel natural coming off my tongue sometimes, but when I take my time to look at it, I grew up with a lot of Italians, being from the Collinwood area of Cleveland, Ohio, where the mafia was located at, as well as living up near Mayfield, where the Mayfield gang was. And my uncle Bob, was married to second generation Italian. Actually, I believe they're Sicilian, but don't quote me on that. I'm not absolutely sure. I do remember my Aunt Rosie's dad making his own wine, his own Italian wine, in big gallon jugs, and then drinking out of juice glasses. Yes, that's what you do. And my Aunt Rosie can make a killer lasagna. Gone there many a Sundays for an Italian feast, while my uncle and my dad would watch football. Jimmy Crow runs with the Chicago Friends. Wink, wink. You know, I've had various people tell me that there are no more mafia or mafiosos in Cleveland, and I find that extremely hard to believe. Maybe they've taken a back seat and gone smart, but let's see. Remember, what's his? Oh, the guy who took over the Teamsters after what the heck's his name? The one that that disappeared and was never to be found. Jimmy Hoffa. When Jimmy Hoffa disappeared, the guy that took over the Teamsters after him was actually not good friends with my dad, but they were on speaking terms. Actually, when my dad passed away, we had to wake, and there was a big long line of people coming to express their condolences. Oh, actually, before that. So we're sitting in the small chapel up front, and the father, it was an Episcopal church, the priest comes up to us and he says, we're going to move to the main chapel. And I looked at him, I said, I asked him, I said, why? He said, because so all these people can fit. And I looked behind me, and there were so many people at my dad's wake. Anyways, after the wake, and we're at a reception room, there was a long line of people to express their condolences, and then in walks like 3 or 4. I swear to God, they were giants. They were 6 foot plus, 6'3", 6'5" people wearing long camel-haired trench coats, and they're all their noses were like this. They sure as hell was affiliated with the mob. My dad was not well known, but he was a big part of the Teamsters, and he took part in breaking up some scabs, trying to bypass some of the picket lines. My dad was a Teamster with the 507, local 507, which was associated with the 507 and the 205 Bakers Union. Anyways, I got to know some bent noses in my time. Anyways, the guy who took over the Teamsters after Jimmy Hoffa, and actually I believe he died in prison because he was had been indicted for tax evasion and mobster related stuff. Anyways, he had saved my dad's job back in the 70s, and it had to do with a Teamster strike. Anyways, so they were on talking terms. So yeah, I had my brush with fame. And also, you remember Danny Green, the Irishman. He got blowed up. My dad went to school with Jimmy Green in his younger days. I think Jimmy Green dropped out of high school, or dropped out right before high school. Anyways, the explosion that finally got Jimmy Green was only like 2 miles from my house. And I remember reading in the headlines, I was a paper boy at that time, reading about the bombing. Back in the early 70s, Cleveland got quite the name for all the car bombs. And they, I don't know how it was portrayed in the movies, because I haven't seen them yet, but they're on my watch list. How they say Jimmy Green got it, but I believe I remember that they find Danny Green. Sorry, Danny Green. Anyways, he was really good at finding the car bombs in his car, and how they finally got him was they had parked a car three cars away from where he was parked, and he was coming out from an appointment, got in his car, and that's when they ignited it. It was a big enough bomb to get them. And I think they tore up another house as well. Can't mention your head teamster's name, because I can't, for the life of me, can't remember. Well, I know it's in the back of my head what this teamster's name is, but it just doesn't I can't tickle those brain cells at the moment. Anyways, yeah. So I got to know my fair share of Italians. And at some really good Italian food, which is by and far my favorite. Yeah, I heard Casino was good. I haven't seen it. Wyoming Adventures. Not yet, anyways. I've seen clips, lots of clips, but I still haven't seen it. Fitzsimmons. Oh, the 2000s, yeah. That was before my time. I think the same family that ran the Teamsters back when my father, not the Teamsters, but my dad's local, where the same local that the Teamsters that replaced Jimmy Hoffa. I believe they're all from the same local. Anyways, yeah, it was a family affair. Lasagna and car bombs. Don't they go hand in hand? My God. Lasagna and car bombs. They got a good pasta and some explosives. Gotcha. Boy, Maddie, this would look good in your hands. You can't have it, but it would look. Let me zoom in on that. Boom, boom. This would look good in your hands because you have some big paws, and this is a big knife. Time is it? 4:30. I'll tell you, without doing a giveaway, I'm kind of lost. Or working on a knife. Yeah, no, it's the bison, Maddie. It's the bison. I keep on wanting to call it a rhino, but it's a bison. Big Ranger, I feel for you, but I can't wait to retire. I'm 63, and I'm just biding my time because I absolutely cannot stand my job. It's more about where I work as opposed to what I do. But then again, I was never in love with my work. I just happen to be good at fixing things. Don't care for it much. But, you know, it kept me employed for the last, since 1980. Doxing for Jesus, or doxing for Jesus. Just tune in here for the first time. I have a lot of funny but scary stuff. Oh, there's nothing scary. The conversation's just for conversation's sake, and these knives are tools, not weapons. So, yeah, nothing to be scared about. They're fascinating things, these knives. Once you get the right knife, just like a nice fine wine, once you find that bottle, one bottle that speaks to you, because I never like knives. I was never a big wine drinker. Oh, sure, I did like my alcohols, but never really cared for wine, especially red wine, until I had the glass of the right bottle. It was Columbia. I think it was Columbia Crest Pinot Noir. I don't remember the year, but for some reason that wine spoke to me, and ever since then I've been a wino. Right now I have a wine refrigerator, and I think it's got about 100 bottles of wine in it, and I got about 5 cases sitting on standby. So I don't have to buy any wines for a while. I don't drink any wines at home unless I'm entertaining, because that shit's expensive, and whiskey and beer is cheaper. The mafia stuff. Yeah, but that's all in the past. I don't know what, Gary, what you're saying. Oh, you have a good night there, Gary. Thank you for your service. I have mad respects for veterans, and not just because I'm one myself. Wow, man, I can't wait to sharpen this. He says with a knife that is so sharp that I'm afraid to touch the blade. I can't wait to sharpen it. So, hang on just a second. I'm going to break out my Revel. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. I'm not going to put B-Rock. Yeah, what the hell. There we go. I told you I wouldn't be that long. Hello. Did I miss anything? Thank you for your service, Gary. Yeah, thank you. As I said before, let me show you what my carry was for last week. And that was... That's weird that pops up by itself. Anyways, yeah, I carried my 80s camo Multitool. Let me kill the light here. Don't need no stinking overhead light anyways. There we go. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you dig it? Hey, anybody tell me where this line comes from? Can you dig it? It goes along with Warriors, come out and play. Same movie. Anyways, let me shed some light on this subject. Boom, boom. All right. So I carried this Multitool and this for the first time. And this is a artisan Revel in Magna Cut and titanium. Look at that. And this is a sharp knife. It's a thin baby too. Look at that. Look how thin that is. Took a minute for me to get used to it. Because it's a little slick, even with the texturing. And let's see, take a look at the centering. Perfectly centered. I'm showing mostly just folders that are doxing for Jesus. This one is an Artisan Revel. Again, the steel is MagnaCut, which is a powdered metallurgy steel, and the handle's titanium. Oddly enough, you know, with Artisan coming out with their budget line of, actually I think it's Tenable. No, not Artisan. Yeah, Artisan. Coming out with their budget Revels in FRN handles. Oddly enough, I believe I spent about the same amount of money for this one. I got it on a sale, and yeah, and I just happened to be looking for this one because I love this blade shape. Love this clip point. And having it in MagnaCut, it was just icing in the cake. Yeah, CJRB, that's it. With the budget Revels. But yeah, so these two knives were my carry. This one I'm going to probably carry till the day I die. It's going to be my either primary or secondary knife, because this action is like the best I've had in a long time. Let me go to mini board, and so you can see that. And I believe I saw earlier that somebody was putting in skiffs in a couple knives. They're waiting for skiffs to put in a couple knives. I've put skiffs in 2 knives so far. Actually, sorry, 3, because one was this. Put skiffs in it, and it made this one 2-drop shutty. And I don't want you know, this blade, because it's a heavy blade, and it can come down on my knuckle. Waiting for Magnamax. Yeah, I can't either, Jimmy, because I love me some MagnaCut. You know, I haven't sharpened this yet, so I haven't sharpened a MagnaCut knife yet, but I took a strop to this just to give it that little bit more sharpness, you know, so I can cut more smoothly through paper towel. And I can tell it's special just by going over my leather strops. It just feels different. Sorry, I know that was a bit loud. Horn bustle. No, we're not doing a giveaway today. As tempted as I am to do so, yeah, no giveaway today. But if you had been away, we would have moved on to the next person, because now I got me some timers. Well, thank you, Sheila, Wyoming Adventures. I appreciate the compliments. And guys, look, if you like what I do, or don't like what I do, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, make a comment, please. I really appreciate it because, when you're doing these live streams, you're talking to essentially nobody because, I get your responses via text 15 seconds later, and or at least in this case, it's 15 seconds. At least it was at the beginning of the stream. It feels weird talking to oneself, at least out loud. I don't normally do it. Hornbuckle, nice, Jim. Oh, sorry, at your expense. Well, thank you, Maddie. I appreciate that. So that mustard, did you post a picture of the label on your Discord? Because I would like to check that out. Because, like, I have to tell you, if I'm having a German, what the hell, bratwurst. If I'm having a bratwurst, all I put on my bratwurst, and this is like the Germans do, at least in the area of Germany I was stationed and lived with, just mustard on a hard roll, a crusty brochen. That's all they put on a bratwurst. Anyways, a good mustard is always good, always good. Yeah, and I'm fascinated with the sauerkraut flavored or enhanced mustard. That would be good on it. I put sauerkraut on a Polish dog. Never a bratwurst. Yeah, I love me some good bratwurst myself too. And I got to tell you, the last true German bratwurst I had, I went to Germany, visited Germany with my ex back in, I think it was 2005. And we went to the oldest city in Germany, which is Trier. It was which was founded by what the hell's that Roman emperor? He was the first Christian emperor. Anyways, whatever his name was. The town was Trier. The city was Trier. And I had by the way, that's where anyways, I can't remember his name. Anyways, Trier, I had a bratwurst on a brochen with some mustard. Oh my god, it was so good. And I make it back to Cleveland every once in a while. It's been quite a few years. I think it was 2010 was the last time I was in Cleveland. Now my mom just comes out to visit me here. I'm actually from the town of Eastlake, city of Eastlake, which is east of Cleveland, suburb. It's a suburb of Eastlake, Ohio. Jimmy, that's because you haven't had the right sauerkraut. Seriously. I didn't like it as a kid. I got to take it and leave it. We did eat a lot of sauerkraut. That's kind of pork and sauerkraut was a traditional New Year's meal. You cook sausage in the oven with cut up apples, onions, and bottle of sauerkraut without the liquid, and add apple juice. That, yeah, I can see that, Todd. Actually, when I use a slow cooker. Last time I did it, I used a slow cooker, and you put some kielbasa and some roast pork, cut up roast pork, in a crock pot, and you bury it in the sauerkraut, and you mix apples in the sauerkraut to add a little sweetness to it, which comes out phenomenal. And if you've never had slow cooked kielbasa, and Hillshire Farms is the only brand you should get, and it's all beef. That's a good kielbasa. A Reuben sandwich. Yeah, it's been a while for me. Although when I have Reuben, Jim, you like your Reuben with pastrami or with corned beef? I'm a pastrami fan. One of these days, I'm gonna try making my own pastrami and slow cooking it in my offset smoker. You used to know a guy named Reuben. Nice. And I'm guessing, did he make you sandwiches? I like a good Reuben, but you gotta have the right. You gotta have the right bread. You gotta have the right rye bread, because man, the crap you get from the grocery store doesn't hold up. Doesn't hold up at all. Both separately, of course. Well, actually, what's funny is the Manhattan Deli at the Atlantis casino here in, not here, but in Reno, the Manhattan Deli does the old-fashioned Reuben sandwiches. And you can get it with either corned beef or pastrami, or you can get it with both. And they also offer, if you for them to crisp up the corned beef or the pastrami before they put it on the rye bread. God, it's so good. And about that thick. These days, I can only eat like a half a sandwich, probably only a quarter of it now. I don't know if you guys notice or can notice, because all you see is this part of me. I lost 40 pounds in the last 6 months. And, everybody says I'd feel better. Nah, just hungry. I'm hungry all the time. Sure, these days it takes less to fill me up, but an hour later, I'm hungry again. Oh, Jesus Christ, Mick Ranger. Don't even talk to me about that. Ah, God. I'll tell you, every time, there's a Bon Appetit YouTube video where the guy goes and works at Cat's Deli for 24 hours. And it's 24 hours straight. And he learns, they show how they make the pastrami and how they slice it up. Oh my God. Unbelievable. And there's also a PBS show that's on YouTube that you can find. It's about sandwiches across the country. And when they went to the Cat's Deli, they talked to the cutters. And the guy says every once in a while somebody come by and want a low fat or no fat pastrami sandwich. And they agree. They give them a no fat sandwich, and they don't make any changes. They just cut it up like normal. You know how much time it would take to trim off the fat on a brisket. Because you got to cook the brisket with the fat, because that's part of the flavor. But you can optionally cut the fat off. But why? When I get a brisket, when I go to my favorite barbecue restaurant, which is Carolina's, and if you look it up on the YouTube, it's one of the diners and drive-ins and dives restaurants that they went to. Whenever I go there to get some brisket, I tell them, give me some brisket, and it's some primo brisket. Ask for a wet. I want my brisket to be as wet as possible. And in barbecue terms, especially brisket terms, wet doesn't mean moist, although it is moist, but it just means fatty. Got to have a fatty brisket, because that just adds to the flavor, baby. Big Ranger, yeah. I bet. You know, I'm actually gonna open up a like a flavor peanut butter crackers from Lieutenant X, because I'm a bit peckish. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna make it. The closest I've ever been to New York City was when I got out of the Air Force. We flew into see, where did we land? I think we landed in one of the New York airports, and I had to take a bus from there to McGuire Air Force Base, New Jersey, and so I had to take a bus from the airport to the Port Authority building in Manhattan, and then from there take a bus to McGuire Air Force Base. And so when we drove through Manhattan, there was some stops that some people had to get off the Greyhound, and yeah, and you know, the Port Authority building is a scary place at 1 o'clock in the morning. Just saying. A lot of homeless. Luckily, I paid a homeless guy $5 to carry my duffel bag, and he also carried my Foot Locker, which was amazing. And because I didn't know where I was going to go in that building to catch my bus. I had like a couple 3-hour wait, and that was second to last day in the Air Force in 1989. Oh, that's a shame, brown sugar. Don't eat meat anymore. I can't even. Man, that would be against my religion. Pardon me talking with my mouth full. I can imagine. Big Ranger. But you know, Penn Station, yeah. That's I don't think they're quite the same as like in New York City. But then again, never been there, so I couldn't say. Yeah, I can imagine, Mick. You in New York City, or in Cleveland we had the rapid. They call it rapid transit. The rapid, more train than like subway, but he used to ride the rapids all the time. Not as scary, because you know, Clevelanders are generally, Ohioans are generally a very, very friendly people, more so than Californians. Anyways, yeah, I was in Cleveland. I was never afraid for my life, except for when we had some race riots, when I was going to high school. That was not fun. I gotta tell you some stories. Take offense at what? Not as friendly. The Californians like to build their fences, and where in Ohio the fences are, you know, knee high. That's just to keep the little puppies in, and you know, they kind of put a border on their property, but in California they like building their fences 6 foot high, and you can't see through them. Mr. Eddie's in the house. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the nest. Hey, Mr. Eddie, I don't know if you saw that post that a message I sent to you this morning, but according to Jimmy, yeah, you know, I actually saw the giveaway, but I didn't remember who won it. I heard you won the knife I donated. I told Jimmy that when I saw it on my big screen TV, I had pangs of regret of giving that knife, donating that knife, because man, it looked good on TV. Vegan meat? What the hell is vegan meat? The meat of vegans? Sounds stringy to me. Low fat and stringy. Nice, McRanger. Actually, Penn Station at 3 a.m. was fun. Yeah, but how young were you at that time? Walnut ground meat. That just sounds like ground nuts and mushrooms. You know, when I was active in the Civil Air Patrol cadet program, I would cook. I'd be the head chef to some activities, and I'd have to cook for 150 people, 3 meals a day for 3 or 4 days, and normally I'd cook on a barbecue because that's what we had. And although breakfast, I did let other people take care of it. Although one time I did cook eggs and bacon. I cooked the bacon on a grill. I cooked the eggs in a turkey roaster. Same thing with the sausage. But anyways, every once in a while we'd get a request that somebody was vegetarian, and I would cook those. I can't remember what they're called, but the faux hamburger patties. And I swear to God, I'd cook them for about an hour. I couldn't tell if they were done. They looked the same, cooked and uncooked. Maybe with a little marking from the grill when I picked up a little grill grease. But Jesus, yeah, I couldn't. Now, I got to tell you, I did stay at a bed and breakfast once for a weekend. That was near Mendocino, California, just on the shores of the Russian River, or near the Russian River, I should say. Anyways, they had a restaurant that was vegan. They only had 2 meals, or actually no, 1 meal that was actually vegetarian, and it was vegetarian because it was eggs Milanese. It was the only non-vegan meal that they had, yeah. So the food was really good because it was a gourmet restaurant. You know, it was tasty, but I had to make sure that I was near a bathroom within 15 minutes after ingesting that food, because my body wanted to reject it. And rejected it did. Tasty as it was going down, not fun coming out. Jimmy, you need a bell. You stay safe yourself, good sir, and you have a good remainder of the weekend. And we'll see you in the live streams. Thanks for coming by. But I do like this. Let me put this back up so you can see better what I am talking about. Now let's go closer. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. The Rebel. And good vegan burgers. Now, I did get compliments on one cookout that I did. 150 people, 30 racks of ribs, as well as chicken. For the vegans, I did I marinated portobello mushrooms in Paul Newman Italian dressing for several hours and cooked them on the grill because of all the added moisture. It took forever for them to cook through. But I got big time kudos for those portobello burgers. I gotta tell you, they look good. But portobello mushrooms and myself don't get along very well. Want an adventure? I do too myself. I am a rib cooking fiend. B&A. Oh, by the way, welcome to the nest. I didn't see you come in. What are you carrying? What's in your pockets? Pardon me while I talk and eat my Lutin Tex peanut butter extra dry cookies, crackers. But I need something to wash down my whiskey. Big Ranger, same here. Well, I have to preface that I don't eat weird food. And I don't eat anything that looks like bugs. Now, if it's given to me in a non-bug state, I'm all over it. Like lobster, crab, I'm all over it. But you put a whole lobster in front of me, I'd starve to death. 'Cause I ain't touching that bug. I think the weirdest thing I've ever eaten, as far as I know, well, I did try escargot. Not a fan. I think the reason why people like escargot is because of the garlic butter that it, you can't say it's cooked, because escargot comes in the shells and the bug meat come in separate containers. You get a bag of snail shells, and the snail meat comes in a can. So they pop the little body in the shell and pack it with garlic butter. I wouldn't call that cooking, but they do heat it up. Escargot is also delicious as long as they are quality snails. You know, it's funny. I don't know if you've been to Northern California, but in Northern California, those goddamn snails are everywhere. Everywhere. And it's because of the French. Because they imported the snails in the hopes of harvesting them for you know, their freaking escargot. Now they're everywhere. I mean, when I lived in California, my yard would be inundated with snails. it's just unbelievable. Had to get to finally found the right bait, put out the bait, and then they would eat the bait and then go along and eventually die, and they can't reproduce. But what was fun and gross was finding these snails and tossing some salt on them. That's interesting. Snails and slugs. They're the same thing. Put a little kosher salt on them. It's like watching the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm melting. Oh, look. It's past 2 hours. Hey, I'm willing to hang on if you guys are. Hey, bring up something that's interesting. Something other than, the crappy food that we eat. Well, since I'm on the subject of unique foods, one and only time I've ever had rabbit was at Chez Panisse. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Chez Panisse, but Chez Panisse is a restaurant that's in the 1,000 places that you should visit before you die. Rocky Mountain oysters, yeah. Oh, no. Am I gonna say it again? No. Virginia City has a festival based around Rocky Mountain oysters. I think they call them something else, but yeah, no. Where are you from, boy? They have a cow's head on the table and eat the eyeballs, for God's sake. Well, I can imagine. I'm not going to eat it. The only reason why I ate it, I had rabbit, was, no. Oh, my bad. That wasn't rabbit, that was duck. Same thing. No, sorry. The rabbit I had was when I was stationed at Shepherd eating it. Actually, I was in Shepherd Air Force Base for training. It was in the chow hall. And I didn't see the menu, so I didn't know what was, being offered, but it looked like chicken. And so I opted for it, and I took a bite of it, and I'm like, God, that's the weirdest tasting chicken I've ever had. And I looked at the menu. Oh, rabbit. Yeah, no. I went to get something else. But duck, the one and only time I've ever had duck was at Chez Panisse, and it was in the cafe. And it was in the cafe because that's the only place I could get a reservation for, because it's hard to get a table at Chez Panisse. God, I can't remember her first name, but Waters is her last name, and she is the chef that made Farm to Table famous. She was actually the big pusher of going farm to table at restaurants and at the home. She was the owner of Chez Panisse, head chef, and now Chez Panisse is owned by the employees, and she pioneered that too. So it's employee owned, and it's still a 5-star restaurant. And it's got, I think, at least 1 Michelin star. Now, head cheese, we ate that as a kid. I loved head cheese until I saw Texas Massacre. What's it? The Chainsaw Massacre. When they were explained how head cheese was made, and that was the last time. I've never had head cheese since. Yeah, no, thank you. War Room, taking off. See you, Chris. Have a good evening. I'll see you in the live streams. Let's see, G-Ball's going to be coming up soon, as well as several others. And B&A. Oh no, B&A is saying later, Chris. Yeah, bath time. Ooh, no. That's the last time I go check the chat again. Ah, my God. Brains. Yeah. You love stuffed derma. I frankly, at this point, Mick, I don't want to know. I really don't want to know what derma is. Ooh, I haven't flicked this in ages, it seems. This is good everyday carry. This is a G10 Kaiser Veritas. This came very snappy out of the box. I also have, I think I gave away, one of my first giveaway knives was the Veritas in carbon fiber. It's a G10 carbon fiber. Didn't care for that much because the scales are flat, and in the G10 version, it's slightly contoured, but it's milled in such a way that it looks like it's carbon fiber. But that's just G10, and it came with a silver pivot, I believe. But I mean, silver one installed, either silver or black, I don't remember which. But it also came with the bronze pivot. And this is in, let's see, I can't remember. I think it's Nitro V. I'm breaking out the old magnifying glass. Yeah, Nitro V, which is a very good knife a very good steel to sharpen. That's 14-degree edge and extremely sharp. I've only sharpened this once. I've had this knife for over 6 months. It was my everyday carry for about a month or so, and the tip is a little duller than the rest, but all I've had to do is strop this bad boy to bring back the sharpness. Yes, ma'am. I don't know if you saw the movie Deer Hunter, but I think it was the opening scene where they're at a wedding. I think it was a Jewish wedding. No. was a Polish wedding. Slovakian. Sorry, it was a Slovakian. There was a big Slovakian church, cathedral actually, I believe, in Cleveland, and that's where Cleveland, Ohio, and that's where it was filmed. And so was the whatchamacallit, the reception. Anyways, in the movie Deer Hunter, a lot of Polacks, a lot of Polish, Slovenians, people from Middle Europe, or even Eastern Europe. And I gotta tell you, if you like stuffed cabbage, you haven't had stuffed cabbage until you had Russian stuffed cabbage. Oh my God! In Castro Valley in California, there was this little Russian deli. They only had like 2 small tables that were big enough to only hold 2 people. Served some of their stuff that they normally sold over the counter. And we had some stuffed cabbage. Now, I grew up eating stuffed cabbage, but the Russian stuffed cabbage was out of this world, especially with Russian sour cream. God, my God. I mean, you can't have whipped cream. Whipped cream isn't as rich as this Russian sour cream that I had. God, I love a good flicker. Funny. Was there last night in Bayside. We hold our Flushing coin, Flushing, New York. Ever go to Ben's Deli? Where is this? What town? What city? I gots to know. I don't have the patience to look it up. If it's Jewish, well, it's got to be kosher, so it can't be too bad. Derma, whatever. Our food in Wyoming isn't as good as the Midwest, in my opinion. Minus elk and moose meat. Well, you can keep your elk and moose meat. Thank you very much. Bayside, Queens. Gotcha. Never been. Well, I explained to you my only sojourn into New York City, or New York in general, with the exception of Buffalo, New York. And that's only because I got lost coming back from Niagara Falls. One day I was home on leave. One time I was home on leave, and I looked at my mom and said, "Hey, why don't we go to Niagara Falls?" There were some pictures of from when I was a wee little kid. We went as a family. I guess it was just me and my mom and dad at the time, and I guess family friends. Went to Niagara. So the next morning, we left early in the morning and drove to Niagara. And easy to get to Niagara because a lot of signs pointing, to Niagara. As you get closer, you can find Niagara Falls. Not hard. Or, you just follow the Lake Erie coast. But driving home from Niagara, at least initially trying to get to the right freeway, was difficult. Now, mind you, remember, this is in the early 80s. We didn't have smartphones. We didn't have GPS. All I had was a map. And And the map doesn't easily tell you which direction you're traveling. You have to follow the cues, you know. And it's hard to do, read a map and drive at the same time. My mom can't read, couldn't read English, so, and my sister was too young, so yeah, we got lost. I'm in my 84 Firebird and ended up in frickin' Buffalo. Now, from Buffalo, it's easy to get to Cleveland because there are plenty of signs because everybody wants to leave Buffalo. So, yeah, it was easy to get from Buffalo to Cleveland, but that was a little side trip that was a little out of the way. But anyways, yeah. So, those are my two trips to New York State that I know of. I know a little bit of Pennsylvania, and anywhere in between Ohio and California, because I had to drive a Chevy Astro van from Louisville, Kentucky, to Cleveland or Eastlake, Ohio, to make arrangements for my stuff to be shipped for the company I worked for after I got out of service. And they shipped my stuff from Eastlake, Ohio to California. And I had to drive this Chevy Astro van from Eastlake to the Bay Area. And in doing so, I ended up arriving in California day before New Year's. So that tells you what kind of crappy weather I was driving through. And I believe it was in Wyoming that I ended up I had lost my sunglasses, and I had to get a pair of sunglasses because I was being blinded by the very flat Wyoming. And it was covered with snow. So I was getting snow blindness. So I had to stop at a Travel America to buy a pair of shades so I could actually see to drive. That was my sojourn in Wyoming. Thank you very much. Oh, and I believe I went to, I can't remember, it was Wyoming or Montana, where this, where the hell's that lake, that big lake? What the hell's it called? Anyways, yeah. But, I think it's Montana. Moose Drool. Love me some Moose Drool beer. This is not assuming brown beer. Dark beer. No, Blade Walker, welcome to the nest. Thank you for stopping by. How long have you been there? What's in your pockets? What are you carrying? Or not carrying in your pockets? What's on the table next to you? But I always carry a knife. In my sweatpants, my gym shorts, I always carry a knife. Gotta have a dirty water dog. Mick, I'm afraid to ask, but what the hell's a dirty water dog? I'm guessing it's a beer, but how many people are in the house? 5? Because there's only about 5 people I see chatting. And for some reason, I don't know why, but this stupid participants. Let's see. There's Brown Sugar, Mick Ranger, No Bull, myself, Scott. Oh, Scott. I didn't know Scott was in the house. And Wyoming Adventures. Yeah, there's 6 of us. 7. 6. That didn't count. Say 25. Yeah. I see. I guess participants in chat. I guess that's what that means. He's live. What the hell is he live for? What the hell is he doing? Stealing my thunder. What the hell? Hey, Scott. Welcome to the nest. How long you been there? You been lurking? Actually, we probably should wrap this up because I've been blabbering for what, 2.5 hours now. And I think it might be time to eat because, you know, those crackers were, you know, it's nice to nosh on, but he's sharpening. Oh, you call that's not sharpening. That's torturing. He likes to torture his steel. My God. Have you ever heard anything as rough when the stones go over the steel? My God. That is simple torture. And I like to go in there and watch him and make fun of him. Well, thank you, Wyoming, Sheila. I appreciate that. If you don't mind, if you guys don't mind, take when we wrap this up, take back a visit to this live stream and leave a comment. Yeah, and smash that like button if you haven't already. So, anybody in the active chat? Nice one, Ground Fog. I'm sure Brown Sugar will appreciate that. So, now, mind you, there is nothing wrong with tofu. Because, you know, us Asians eat tofu all the time. It's great because it absorbs the flavor of whatever you're cooking, and it actually enhances it, I think, a bit. But wheatgrass, yeah, leave that for the freaking cows and the sheep. But some tofu and some stir fry. There's some fried tofu. You marinate that in some soy sauce concoction, and then saute that shit up so it gets a little browning on the outside. And you gotta get firm tofu though, not that soft crap. You don't even eat that. That's funny, Brown Sugar. Yeah, grass. Appreciate you, Ron, for the extra comments. Oh, you're welcome, Blade Walker. It was the least I could do. It just, you know, if I'm doing a giveaway, doing comments, might as well benefit somebody else. It's, you know, as hard as it is to believe, I'm not here to hear myself talk. Actually, I can't stand the way I talk, but you know, you guys seem to enjoy it, so blah blah blah. Anyways, yeah. So I might as well benefit somebody else. That's the way I look at it. So every time we do a comment picker, I'm gonna pick somebody else, somebody I like, and whether they need it or not. I think we went to the Lutz the other day, the other time, and left comments there. Loot loves to schedule his lives up against me for some reason. The only reason I actually chose, I was originally on from 2:30 to 4:30 because it was to give Loot 10 Techs some headway, you know, he started at noon. Usually went to 2, and in case he went over, that's why I started at 2:30. And I'd finish at 4:30 before Bando Peaks. Peaks. Yeah, that's what we call them now. Bando Peaks. Bando Peaks started at 4:30. So, you know, or 5. That way I go in between the two. But nope. Oh, and I also started on. I originally started on Sunday, but Barbie had, even though she wasn't on the calendar, she had that time. So I had to give that up because, you know, I know, you know, now it's hard to, you know, because there's so many YouTubers, it's hard not to step on somebody. But as long as I can avoid it, and if they're on the calendar, I'm going to try to avoid it. Now, verticals is a different story altogether. Pretty soon I'm going to have to start doing some verticals to get more subscribers, because let's face it, I'm chatting to the choir right now. We need new people in the lifestyle, because otherwise we can't grow. So I'm going to have to do some verticals. That means talking to some weird people. So you mods, I'm going to need you to join me, because we need to quelch some of this stuff. Because I don't know if you remember last week, but there was some weird people in the chat. Luckily, they kept it civil, and as far as I know, nobody had to get banned or silenced, except for Neil, the Night's Edge. I had to ban him for 10 seconds today. What do you mean, Blade Walker? What do you mean by what are you at, Ron? Oh, where am I at for subs? 283 last time I checked. Let me check here real quick. Yeah, I don't need to watch myself anymore. Oh, wow. Since live stream started, I gained 6 more subs. Lovely. That works for me. I'm at 289. The little teeny shout out I got from MC last Friday, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, it got me from 272 to 281 or 282. But you know, it's not like I'm wanting to go around begging for subs, but you know, it helps with the encouragement. And the sooner I can get monetized, the sooner we can have some more fancy knives to show off and give away. Because, you know, I love doing giveaways, but these budget knives, which I don't have a problem with even receiving or giving budget knives, but they're only going to last so long. And, yeah. So it'd be nice to get monetized, to get some salmon come in, and so I can buy some knives to give away. Because trust me, any membership money that comes in, it's going to go straight to giveaway knives. And, you know, getting equipment and replacement equipment, stuff like that. But mostly giveaway knives. Any other kind of money I get in super chats, that kind of thing, it's going to go right back into the channel. AdSense, different story. That one I'm going to put in my pocket. Can I put AdSense in my pocket? My understanding, that's not a whole lot of money anyways, but what I really want is membership money, so I can buy some knives to show off and give away. Let's see. And oh, this is a good flipper. The Kaiser helm. And I especially like the faux carbon fiber one because it's got the texture on it. It's a little slick, but it feels much better than the G10 one. I do want to get a premium Veritas though. I'd love to feel Veritas in titanium. That would be nice. Yep. Wyoming, Sheila, I have no problem going slow. Just sometimes it gets a little discouraging, you know. But especially when the young pups like Caleb, I was over 200 subs before he was, and then boom, just zooms right past. Now, that's kudos to him, and I'll help him out any way I can. And it's nothing to say, you know, anything bad about anything. It's just, it can get a little discouraging sometimes. That's all. Otherwise, I care less. You know, not everything's square. Oh, but why is that? I'll fix that later. Not a big deal. So what you guys think about the overlays and the mosaic? Kind of cool. Can it? Yeah, you know, Blade Walker, I'm sure he did. And, you know, that's okay too. Yeah, you know, what I want to do is, I'll tell you, doing these live streams used to, you know, I just get nervous as hell. I have no problem talking in front of big groups of people, but I would have always been more of a speaking from the back of the classroom kind of person. Getting up in front of people and talking to people was always nerve-wracking. I'd forget what I wanted to say and blah blah blah. Now it's okay because you know, I can just speak off the cuff. And you know, when I was a commander in the Civil Air Patrol, you know, I'd speak to, you know, 35, 40 people, even sometimes a couple hundred cadets and parents, and that's no problem. But it just takes time to get up to it, you know. And so starting these live streams, I was nervous as hell. And then now it's like the highlight of my week. I love these live streams. I love being able to talk about knives. You know, when you're participating in the chat, since as I've mentioned countless times before, it's hard to communicate when you can't type. Yeah. You know, Wyoming, I almost said, you know, that's hard to believe, but you know, I can actually understand that. But you know, I've always been a talker, in case you couldn't tell. Always been a talker, but always been from the back of the room or seated. That's when I'm at my best. And I can find the humor, in case you couldn't tell, from in almost anything. I go to a funeral and find something funny. Hell, funerals can be the funniest places to be. The audience, on the other hand, may not appreciate it. Or may, you know, depending. But yeah, yeah, you know, and speaking in churches is easy too. They're really good marks. But oh, I'm not sure about the rupture or what kind of rupture you had, but I'm sorry about that. Wait, but I've heard you talk. So apparently, watch your videos. So if you don't do, I don't see no speech problem, and that's probably a good thing. Don and Chris, welcome to Nest. Oh, you're taking you're taking off. Well, y'all have a good night. What am I flicking? I'm flicking the Kaiser helm. This is a good flipper. Very good flipper. Right out of the box. I think I also have this in Ultim. I wish they'd make a premium version. Not that I can afford a premium version, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, my sister has had a aneurysm. Yeah, she still has a speech issue. I understand. Anyways, good night, Don and Chris. Rex Knives, hey, what's up? Didn't know you were here. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, leave a comment after the fact, please, if you can, if you think of it. Appreciate you stopping by. I was, showing off the Keychain I turned you on to earlier. But you have a good evening. Thanks for stopping by. Now I'm flicking the Keychain. I'll flick anything. It's a good thing my girlfriend, it doesn't bother her that much. As far as I know. She hasn't mentioned it or complained about it too much. I said too much. Hasn't complained about it at all. Yeah, oh, that's right. He's the one that showed it off this morning. That's right, because you just shipped him a bunch of knives. I hope they're on loan, not giving that freeloader some free knives. Don't let him sharpen that knife. My God, I can only imagine what he would do. Hey, Craig, how's it going? Welcome to the Nest. Thanks for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you can or will, or have a want to help a body out, please. But as we were speaking, I'm actually kind of happy. If I see growth. Like today, going up these 7 or 6 subscribers. That just I'll be on a high for the next 3-4 days because of that. Last week, when I went 3.5 hours, my God, it's like I almost didn't want to stop talking. I had a natural high. Sure, I drink a little whiskey, but not enough to even get a buzz. Blade Walker, you do all right. I've heard you when you did the live stream. Was it live? I don't. I didn't see it live. I saw it recorded, but when you and Jimmy were shooting the shit, that was cool as hell. I had to watch it, in 3 increments because of various things I had to do, or actually it was probably live streams because God only knows I live and die by the live streams. But anyways, that was great. I love that. What was I drinking? I was drinking Bullet Bourbon. That's my poison of choice. At least it is now. I would prefer to drink Scotch, but Derek, hey, I don't know who both is, but thank you if I am one of them. Too. Then again, I am probably big enough to be both. Anyways, yeah. Bullet Bourbon. It was Bullet's daughter was serving me my first Bullet Bourbon, and I thought, ooh, this is good stuff. And she was the one that was responsible for bringing Bullet to the West Coast. Yeah, and then she was kind of shunned out of the family because, you know, she's plays for the other team, so to speak. And Daddy didn't like that. At least that's how I read it. Yeah, you know, Miami, I believe that as well. The Civil Air Patrol family that I'm also with, actually estranged from since I moved to Nevada. But anyways, they're copacetic as well. But this family that I'm in with the knife people is cool as shit. You know, when you watch live streams, generally you watch live streams like from content providers like myself, smallish. We see the same people all the time, right? Everybody in chat, that's who we see. I see them from live stream to live stream to live stream. And then you get into somebody's live stream like bees. Then they get those kind of knife people. They're actually not part of the community. They're actually what I actually consider the part of the community. They're on the outskirts, you know, just on the edge. And then there's those further on out. And then you get those people with the knife junkies. Then you get those other people that, you know, only the big wiggers get their attention, and MC as well. I think there's like the distant cousins, you know, the ones that are part of the family, but you just don't ever talk about. You only see them at weddings and funerals. Yeah, that's what I consider that part. They're that part of the family. But us peoples, we're siblings. Actually, more than siblings, because I talk to you guys way more than I actually talk to my actual blood brother and sister. Mom, I talk to every week. I probably talk to her more than I talk to you guys. But hey, you know, this is fun. And you know, I understand also, you know, there are some assholes. Like there are some assholes in all the communities. Hell, I mean, actually, I consider myself some good friends with some of these not YouTubers, but yeah, I guess they're YouTuber assholes. But I still consider them friends because overall they're nice people. I just don't, you know, don't agree with some of the crap that they say. But they're family, you know. It's the same way, right? You got a brother and sister, you don't agree with them, but you know, you gotta love them. Yeah, there is some bad apples, but what we got to do is just, you know, cut them out, so to speak. figuratively, not literally. But you know what they say? It's been fun, it's been real, but it hasn't been real fun. That's just kidding. It's been real fun. But eventually I'm going to have to give this up. I'll give it another 8 minutes. 6 o'clock and we'll call it quits. I need to get my girlfriend to see what she's making for dinner. William Russell. My name is William, and I am a grateful recovering asshole. I epitomize that. I represent that statement. I'll tell you, I know that I can be an asshole. I can be a downright bastard. Sometimes. And I try to stop myself from being. I do actually try to be a good person. And I think largely I succeed. But occasionally, you gotta let the asshole escape, you know? Because some people really, really need that. They need an asshole to let loose on them. And usually, when I do so, it's not on my behalf, because I can actually take it to a point. But when they're being dicks to others, that I can't stand. That I can't stand. I can't tolerate that shit. So, you know, stand up for the meek and the powerless. That's what we should do. God damn. I'll tell you. Let me switch vision. Anyways, yeah, I didn't get any feedback about you know, because I didn't see it in the chat. I did ask for feedback, but I don't know if anybody gave it. But what do you guys think about the new crap? You know, this right here. Well, you can't see the mouse, but the overlay stuff and the banner going around the bottom, and the inclusion of, you know, the crappy YouTube no fun music. What do y'all think about that? No, Blade Walker, I disagree with you. Derek is an apple. Just not all the time. And, you know, at least not when I'm talking to him. But just teasing. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's what you're talking about, the new things. Thank you. Yeah, I remember reading that, Miami. Sorry. Yeah, Blade Walker, I didn't either. Till last week, I didn't either. I just been, you know, actually, this overlay stuff with the timer, I spent 2 hours setting that shit up, and when I went to actually put it on my page here in OBS, when I found out that not 2 hours, I spent 3-4 hours on it, trying to set it up and get it all nice and everything, change color and all that kind of crap, and spent all that time going back and forth watching because the one YouTuber that was explaining how to do it, he talked so fast, I'd have to pause, rewind, do some pause, rewind, that kind of thing. A lot of information, but just, you know, real fast. He was, you know, catering to the gaming community. Anyways, I finally go to put it on the thing, in the software. That's when I found out that even though it said that part of the app was free, it was only free to those people that are paying for the service. And you know, I can't see paying, you know, it's $8 a month, but $8 a month for something that I can do without, Anyways, so had to shit can all that and go back and try to find another route. And that's when I did some Google searching and YouTube searching, and I came up with this timer. You know, this timer was not part of this. I had to add it to it, and worked out, I think. And I think this is kind of cool how it acts like a prism. It shifts around. So that's kind of neat. Who's Steve? Oh, Steve. Blade Walker. Noble. Reviews. You're right, William. Oh, let's see. Somebody said something about the military. It's a miracle. I have had the same job on the military installation for over 16 years. Which, hey William, which military installation, and what do you do? Just out of curiosity, because I would have loved to work on a military base. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I'm not giving that up. You screwed what message up there, Blade Walker? Ah, Laughlin Air Force Base. Were you in the Air Force or just a civilian working there? Yeah, I was in the Air Force for 9 years. Civilian. Were you ever in the military? Air Force for 9 years, stationed at RAF Lakenheath, England. Shepherd Air Force Base, Texas. Or I always used to say sentence to Shepherd Air Force Base. Aha. Sentence to Shepherd Air Force Base, Texas, which was Air Training Command Base, or, well, you know, ATC. So I always called it the American Toy Company. They think they're part of the military. They pretend they're part of the military, but they don't know what the real life military is about. And then I was stationed at Kalkar Air Station, Germany. Nope. Retired hippie. Nice. You can see, I can't stand long hair. No, I've said it before, but thank you for your service. You're welcome, Derek. You know, it's funny is the 9 years that I was in, I always just thought of it as a job. Yeah, except for the whole, you know, patriotic thing. Of course, that was, you know, the kind of gentler Air Force. Wow, motorcycle safety. That's cool. That's kind of neat. So, means you don't really work for a living. I'm just kidding. Oh, for some reason, I don't know. Yeah, Derek, I actually accidentally scored high on the ASVAB test. Actually, I got a 50% on admin, and I was trying to fail it. Yeah, 50% tried to fail it. I ended up with a 90 something and getting into electronics, and lo and behold, that's how I got here, essentially. We don't need to see. That's too much of me. Me and board. How about mini me and board? There we go. Boom, boom. There we go. Now you don't get to see too much of me. You get to see more of my table. Me flipping the word. Repair tech. Yeah, so am I, essentially. Except I work for one of those top 500 companies and who are complete assholes, and I work at a real crappy printing company that everybody knows, has heard of, because they advertise and they business cards, that kind of crap. Yeah. But I am about to be given a desk job. Well, they hired my replacement. We'll see if I actually get a desk job. I have a feeling that even though I've been made promises for taking one for the team, I think the team's just gonna let me slide. But I can't afford to retire because unemployment. No, not unemployment, but Social Security is not enough. I have to wait till the majority of my debt gets paid off. Once my debt gets paid off, then the working world could just blow me. You know, I get a job at Walmart being a greeter, and that'll get me out of the house, or get a job, try to get a job bartending or something like that. You rode a street glide. Oh, nice. Well, yeah. You know, you don't know this company. But we'll see. You know, I say that. I've been with the HP, Hewlett Packard, for it's 2025, for 24 years. So maybe that's because I don't like change, and the only change I deal with are those that I can't avoid. But anyway, so about the motorcycles, I would love to have a Harley Electric Glide, but because I think those things are beautiful with a full cowling and all that, the saddlebags, the hard saddlebags, but I can barely walk and keep my balance these days. Walk and chew gum. Yeah. First time I took a motorcycle, I would probably tip over. Nice. I would, I have been tempted to get, one of those, get those two-wheeler things that you go around, spin like this. But I rode one for about 10 feet once, and then I gave it up before I could hurt myself. I was tempted to get one of those trikes with the two wheels in front and one wheel in the back, because they're more stable, and you don't need a motorcycle license. But I need right now, in this time of life, I need just practicality. Leave all that kind of crap up to the young. All right, peoples, I'm gonna call it a quits. I guess G-Balls, I believe, are about to start soon, and countless other live streams and such. Yeah, that's it. That's it, the Can-Am. Yes, ma'am. So let's call it quits. Let me give you all a salute and say, keep your blades sharp and your wood hard. We'll see you next week and in the next live streams.